The Outlanders Journey. Tier 1, Level 2. Chapter 9. Dura. You wish to awaken from this nightmare. You toss and turn in this damp, cold cave, waiting to be transported back to your home. The heavy rain has turned to hail, pittering against the floor by the entrance. It's a strangely calm drumbeat, a familiar, musical beckoning of winter. Hot stews and biting winds and white snow and Ernog's warm embrace. Wake up. Wake up. Instead, you're nauseated. You roll onto your back, and a pain shoots through your gut. Your head spinning, you grab your belly and hold down the churning stomach acid. It's cold. The small cave catches and amplifies the whistling winds. You don't remember how Rock managed to find this place. No one bothered to start a fire. In silence, you all scarfed down your food and collapsed into whatever tattered blankets you still had. If the elves find you here, maybe you're meant to die. If this is all real, then what is there left to fight for? You've grown so accustomed to Ernog's warmth, his sturdy hand running up and down your body, his breath on your shoulder. You wonder if you've lost the ability to generate your own body heat. Beside you, Mock is weeping softly. You're not sure if he's awake or crying in his sleep. There's moaning and shifting and sniffling all around you, but you have yet to cry. Have you become too hardened by constant mourning? Your family is gone. Alog and Ernog, the last remaining ties you still had. Your eyes are dry. They must have lost the ability to produce tears. Your stomach churns, and the rations immediately come up. Bitter, viscous acid burbles up to the back of your throat. You swallow it back down. It burns. You cough into your blankets. Baron, sitting up in the corner, jolts awake. He raises a dagger, gripping it tightly with both hands, waving it around in a panic. There's mania in his eyes as he shivers uncontrollably. After a long moment, he calms down and strokes Bella's hair, who is sleeping on his lap, arms around his waist. He leans back once more against Bach, who's faced away, lying on the side. His eyes catch something across from him, and you crane your neck to look. The human woman is also sitting, knees to chin, eyes closed. A thin blanket is draped over her. She rests one hand on the Aarakocra sleeping next to her. Her head bobs up and down, and she, too, jumps awake, her eyes popping open. Immediately, she makes eye contact with Bayron, who glares at her as he leans down, resting his elbows on his knees, forming a defensive barrier around Bella. You can feel the protective instinct, this elf who dared you to kill him so that the others could flee. Your stomach churns again, sending another wave of seizing cramps. The morning sickness has gotten particularly bad. The timing could not be worse. When you told Ernog, you weren't certain yet. His eyes widened with both alarm and awe, and he put his hand on your belly and apologized to you. You should have asked him what he was thinking then. You'll never know anymore. He pulled you in close and whispered that he would make sure you lived. Neither of you wished to inform the others just yet, and so you resumed your usual activities during the day. He rubbed your feet in the night and sneaked you extra portions of food and draped you with additional layers of blankets. When he took over as leader, you saw his growing paternalism, especially with Mock. But you, on the other hand, felt nothing but fear and resentment. This thing inside you. At times, it felt more like a parasite than a person. And now, it's the only thing left that still connects you to Ernog. He urged you so desperately to get into the river, interposing his body between you and the elves. You wonder, had there not been a baby at stake, if he'd be less protective, less self-sacrificing. Would he still be alive? The spasms continue to come in waves. You grit your teeth and pull your knees to your chest and hold down your stomach with your arms. It churns again, and you can no longer hold it in. You immediately pull your blanket off and hurl thick, chunky goop. You can still taste some of the undigested nuts and seeds, the iron of your own blood. You wipe your mouth with your sleeve. It's too dark to clean up. The rancid smell is causing your stomach to gurgle even more. You'll wake the others if you don't hold it in. You breathe in and out through your mouth. Dura? Mock mumbles. He rolls his face to you. I'm sorry, you say. What's wrong? You shake your head. Sleep. You touch his face, covering his eyes. I can't. His face is wet with tears. I keep seeing it. Shh. He told me I was everyone's future. Hush, you whisper. It doesn't do you any good to keep dwelling on it. Not now. It was the last thing he said to me. Shh. You pull your body closer and you cradle his head. Shh. You pat on his back rhythmically. He buries his face into your chest. Your stomach growls again, but the cramps subside for a moment. He's shivering. His cheeks are ice cold. Do you hate me? He asks. No, of course not. Then why did you call me a traitor? You don't even remember saying this. When did this happen? When you found out about Bayron and Bella, you and Elder Lasha both said I was a traitor for keeping the secret. You sigh. I'm sorry. I was angry. I didn't mean what I said. I thought I was doing the right thing, he says. I thought that's what Ernog would have wanted. I know. You're right. You didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't hiding Bella's secret. I knew it, but I wasn't trying to hide it. And I didn't know about Bayron also being an elf. Ernog really wanted me to learn magic. He told me I have to save everyone with magic, and they can teach me. Hush. I know. You don't know how to comfort him. You were never good with words. I'm not siding with them. I know you're not. I was wrong. I don't want to be evil like the elves. I just want to do what Ernog says. Shh. He folds his arms around your neck, quivering as he weeps. I'm sorry about what I said, Mock. You pull him in and pull your blanket over him. They're different, and you recognized that. His shivering slows. Rock, sensing his absence, whimpers and sniffs around. He cranes his neck, scooting closer until he finds Mock's head. Then he starts licking Mock's hair. What do we do now? Asks Mock. I don't know, you say. Is Elder Lasha the leader now? I'm not sure. I don't want her to lead us. I know. Are we going to die? You can taste bile in your mouth. Another set of cramps courses through your belly, and you instantly tense up. What's wrong? Asks Mock. You pull away, but he's still holding on. I'm in a bit of pain, you say. But it will pass. Do you need healing? You shake your head. The acid rushes up to your throat again, and you force it back down, one hand over your mouth. Dura? It's okay. Where does it hurt? You rub your stomach, and he puts his hand over yours. He closes his eyes, slowing his breathing. Your heart beats against your palm, and you know he can feel it too. You've witnessed his magic before, his transformation into an animal. It's as though another entity, another will has possessed him, speaking and acting through his body. You understand why the others find it so frightening, but to Ernog, it was fascinating. Dura, are you pregnant? The air thins. Your vision narrows to just his face, boyish and precocious. It's as though he bears in his eyes the ancient wisdom of the land, the generations of lives that have come and gone, accessible to him and him alone. You stare at him in awe. I'm not ready to share this with Elder Lasha yet. Keep this between us for now. Someone coughs. It sounds like Kogan. Did Ernog know? You nod. Yes. Does it hurt? Sometimes I feel queasy. You accidentally breathe in with your nose again, and the stench of your vomit assaults your senses. You pinch your nose. You take short, quick breaths through your mouth, preemptively holding back your stomach. Can I help? You shake your head. It's the smells. Oh. He nods, peeling himself away. He cups his hands together. Once again, the air shifts. He whistles softly, like the sound of an autumn breeze, and he blows into his palms and releases it into your nose. A light scent of mint leaves wafts around you. Is that better? He asks. You nod. How did you do that? I've always known, he says. It's not the bad kind of magic, I think. You nod. Thank you. He casts it again, and then again and again repeatedly. This child, who bears so little resemblance to his older brother. You've never fully understood his particularities, but you knew he was special. Now you see how precious he is. This child, this embodiment of the wolves and the land and the air and the grasses. What kind of man will he grow to become? His voice is soothing. You watch him closely as his eyelids grow heavy. This little sanctuary he has created for the both of you. You have little to give him and your growing child, but perhaps your life is worth something, someday, even if it's only to save another's. The exhaustion finally takes you, and you close your eyes. Live, you hear Ernog say, both to you and to him. Live, a lullaby. Live, a conviction.